What's up, guys? Pulling into the office early this morning. We're here. By the way, one of the few things I like to do on my way to work is listen to my daily message here. I go to Radiant Church. I love that church, and they usually have, messages from last year, from 2 years ago, that I like to watch, during the week. So that's how I like to start my day. We're gonna hit the office today. We're gonna do a couple meetings. We actually have our meeting with the lawyers discussing some HOA and platting that we're doing for one of the properties that we're buying, that we actually bought. And we also have a PML meeting, so that's going to be exciting. We're going to get somebody in there that we haven't met yet, pretty much pitch them a project that we got going on now, and hopefully they jump on it with us. So that's exciting today. We're also going to be putting up the actual post of new constructions in one of the lots that we have going on, and I mean, it's going to be a pretty good day to get something going. So let's, tag along, and we'll get it going with that. How you doing, Dan and Brian?
Doing well. Sorry about that. I had a meeting that ran a little bit late.
No worries.
Realized I never sent the link to you guys. So.
Alrighty, guys. Thank you so much.
Excellent. Thanks.
Alright.
Thanks, guys.
So that was that. We just finished a meeting there with our lawyers regarding one of the properties that we're developing. Actually, it turned out pretty good. It gave us a clear understanding there that even though we're platting, they're going to be townhouses. So even though we're platting them, we can still keep building and stuff, which is important, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
the fact that it doesn't have to hold us back, from having to go through like a 6 to 9 month replatting process.
there's like a stop.
Yeah, it's big. The couple things to keep in mind is 2 lawyers that we're working with, a regular real estate attorney and a land use attorney. So that means that the bid that they had originally given us was only for one of the lawyers. We're about to receive the other one for the other lawyer. Unexpected. Figure out how much more money that is.
Probably be around
But
the same.
what does make me feel good is that retainer that we'll pay Dan is essentially something that it's just Dan, and I don't see it go over passing the amount of the minimal deposit. And then not only that, whatever we don't consume in this project, I'm sure it'll help for future projects that we do. So that's kind of how you build a relationship with the attorneys.
Yeah.
You give them a small retainer and keep them through, and then you pay hourly after that.
It's not gonna be rainy either.
Huh?
It's not gonna be that hot either, so it's not like you're gonna sweat with your tattoo.
No, I don't mind building the frame.
Guys, check this piece
I don't
out.
mind hooking it up.
Remember last week we went to go see Noel, get his little thing done.
It's still healing.
Look at that piece. That's his grandpa, by the way. Now this guy, brother, the one that does our tattoos. We're gonna be heading right now, guys, to Beach Park. It's over there in South Tampa. Very sought after little neighborhood there. It got extremely flooded with these past hurricanes, so there's a lot of opportunities right now in that area. And actually, like about a year and a half ago, Jelvis, our home inspector, he did an inspection there for a lady in Beach Park, and she was honestly, like, she had gotten a little bit of flooding 2 years ago on a hurricane as well, and she just wanted to be out of there. And I remember we pulled up to the place, we tried to negotiate, numbers were matching, this and that, but it just didn't end up going through. And God knows why, you know what I mean? But we figured out like a couple months later that she had sold it to a different investor for actually less than what we were offering her. And, we just left it at that. It is what it is. We sought out, other opportunities and stuff, but turns out that now we're interested in like 3-4 properties in that area that aren't at code, that got completely flooded. So now it's not even the actual like property that's worth, it's the actual land. So that's what we're gonna be scouting today. We're gonna be doing a little walkthrough on them. There's one in particular there that's the cheapest in the area, and it hasn't sold or it's not pending yet. And we think that it's mainly because it has some sort of like soil, like the soil is bad, like the actual foundation of the dirt and everything's bad. It might be contaminated, so who knows what it is, but we're gonna go check it out. So we're here, guys, in the Beach Park area. This is one of the properties that they're currently selling, and if you guys can see, this got teared down with these hurricanes. This is crazy. But right next to it, you have a prime example of bringing something to code and exactly what you want to build in this lot. So if you guys can see off the bat already, you're starting up at least 4 feet of elevation. And apart from that, the actual house, the house is up there, bro. That's probably like a 7 to 8 feet elevation from the actual, street. But this is a beautiful house. I mean, that's crazy. Overall, you could do the same exact thing on this lot. This is pretty hazardous. I actually think that this specific house, they did the pool, I think it was like a year and a half ago. So it would be pretty dope to save the pool and build pretty much around it. Look at that. Yep. Nice ass little pool. This one's on the market. It's around 609, but I just don't get why it hasn't sold yet or it hasn't been pending. There's 3-4 more properties around this area that that are currently pending for a much higher price. So the realtor doesn't know anything about it. Ooh, might be because see how the property kind of cuts in a little bit? It's not like a full square. Could be because of that. I mean, potentially you're losing a big portion of this backyard right here. You won't be able to use that. It's not like a full square, you know what I mean? You have that property pretty much encroaching into yours, but that's how it's laid out. So the key to buying a lot, guys, the rule of thumb, right, is 20% of the actual value of the home. So if you guys can see this house right here, how you doing, sir? I can clearly see you have, you have 12.
No, not just here, but all like Tampa Bay.
So the thing, guys, when you the rule of thumb when you buy a lot is you buy 20% of what the value is, right? So obviously right here you might think you're paying 600. Hopefully I just talked to the owner and I could get it for much less. Let's say we get this at 550, 500. You have to put a product here that's worth somewhere along 2.5. If you look at this neighbor right here, this is a 3-point-something $4 million house. So this area definitely holds that value, and that's exactly why we're able to pay that premium price. So you're like, holy shit, 500,000, 600,000 for a lot is crazy, but this area holds it. So I think I just built some good rapport with the owner of this lot here. I think we can make something happen. I'm gonna go ahead and put in an offer probably today after talking to our PMLs and make this happen, man. This is fire. So this guy, he's a private money lender, private money, so meaning it's his own money. So there's a difference between hard money and private money, right? Private money, his money. Hard money is you broker other people's money. You broker like bank funds to fund your real estate deals. What I asked him was, okay, do you mind taking first position or second position? Do you mind taking second position was really what I asked him. Because second position is, let's say I get a construction loan from a bigger bank that we built a relationship already. They're always going to want to be in front of any position, right? They're going to be first position, meaning that if all hell breaks loose, their money is guaranteed first. Second position is going to come after. Third position is going to come after. Fourth position. You can have as many positions as you want as long as your lenders are okay with it. Obviously, depending on the deal, is what he said was, what he would determine whether he would accept going into second position. So I think that with this guy, him owning that lot, I'm pretty sure we could come in with a deal of him going into second position, maybe giving him, honestly, we could probably get if we do that creative deal and he comes in more of a partner, we could get him to that price that he initially bought it at, which was at 720, right? Give him 720, more on the back end. Let him hold second position on that property, so then we could come in with our financing to just go ahead and build that, something like what he has going on right next to it, which is like that's a little bit too excessive. That's a little bit too custom. I think, if he sells that, let's say the way he said, sell at $700 a square foot, that house here there that he has is probably worth 7 times 5, $3.5 million. You know what I mean? But he did spend a lot of money building it because the actual building size is 11,000 square feet. So it's almost 6,000 square feet of space that you're not getting paid for when you sell. So that's a lot of money, leaving on the table. But with this guy, I have a good feeling that we could come in and negotiate a deal. I'm excited to do something with that guy. Okay, so basically let's underwrite that deal real quick, just off the dome. No concrete numbers, but just off the dome to see what we got going on. Ready? So let's say we build something 4,500 square feet livable, 6,000 square feet total, right? 6,000 times, let's say we could build something with luxury, with higher finishes for around 125 a square feet. We're in 750,000 on the actual build. Okay. From there we have holding cost. Let's say our holding cost with our points, let's just estimate, which is a lot lower, but let's estimate we're going to add another 16% of that. 16%, which is 12% annually plus 4% of points. Okay. So we're in on the build on $870,000. Let's say he comes in with us as a partner. He's asking right now $609 for the property, But let's say we come in and we're like, hey, I know you paid $720. We'll give you $720 when the property sells if you come in as a partner. So let's say we buy it for $720. We're all in at 1.59. So remember that number, guys, $1.59 million all in. Now we go back to the original 4,500 square feet. He says that area there sells for around $700 to $800 a square feet. I'm gonna be a lot more conservative about that. I'm thinking somewhere around $650 a square feet. We're in $2.9 million as a resale value minus 1.59, right? And gross projected profit, we're at $1.3 million if we go in on that build. So that's a good build. Take away, you know, your let's just say 4,500 times 650, being conservative with the number, times 650. Right, from there you're gonna have real estate costs when you go ahead and sell the property. Let's just say minus 5%, 2.7 minus the original 1.59. That's what that property could generate conservatively, guys. Conservatively, meaning that at 650 a square feet, if we go up to 700 a square feet, like the gentleman said, that he knows the area quite well. He actually has his house there. He's building a couple more in the area. So 4,500 times 700. We're at 3.1 minus 5% minus 1.59, which is our all-in cost. You're left with $1.4 million and roughly 18. This is probably like a 14 to 18 month project, so it's a good deal. Well, we're meeting our PML right now. We're gonna see, show them the deals that we have, see if they're interested, and see if we can make something work. Hemos obtenido propiedad. Tenemos también en Carrollwood para algo más median, en donde tenemos 6 lotecitos en Carrollwood. Yeah. Wrapping the day up here, guys. Just met the PML. I think it went great. We definitely have a lot of things to offer, as well as she does with us. So we're excited for this new partnership that we're gonna acquire and get to it.
Yeah. Like he said, you know, there's another opportunity, another person interested in what we're able to offer, and so we're going to start getting together and start helping them out with a few things and just try to cultivate this relationship. On to the next.